I love you. All these people from all over the world. It's fantastic.
I'm glad you're reading because I can't see what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. We're live. Brilliant. Let me get out of here and go back to all of you.
We've got some good words. We've got amplify, inspired. We've got excited. We've got good stuff.
Nice. Okay, Dr. Bonolo says her word for today is tired. Oh no, that's not going to be for long, because I'm going to promise you that by the end of this session, you are going to say that you are energized. Watch. Srieta, welcome, my darling. She's excited. Corin's amplified. Dominique is positive. Yay. Nicola, excited. Oh, Azerbaijan, Rina, that's lovely. Welcome. Nice. Tracy's in Marbella. Oh, my hat, Tracy. I'm so jealous. Brilliant. Okay. Roxanne, Cape Town enthusiastic. Love it. Hello, Knox. You anxious? Not for long. I'm gonna unanxious you. Okay, Alanda, South Africa. She's optimistic. Love. Alrighty. So everybody keep putting your... Tracy's excited. I'm sure you are. Zooming in from Marbella, I would be excited too. Nice. Okay, everyone. So before we get cracking with today's unbelievable session from somebody that I had the privilege of connecting online with about a month ago, and, you know, it's not very often happens to me that I connect with somebody that when I leave that meeting, I feel inspired and oh my word. And Christina, you did that for me. So I just wanted to say thank you because, I don't know, just sharing my story with you, you made me feel like we've got something spectacular going here, where we're bringing all these professionals and business owners from around the globe together to be in a space where we can all learn to go together and all grow together. And it really is brilliant. So you did give me major inspiration, and I wanted to say thank you for that.
Oh, thanks.
And then everybody, just before I hand over, I want to remind you all, you are going to be getting the newsletter later today, but I want to quickly share with you for 1 second what you are going to be getting so that you can get as excited as I am. Okay, can you all see my Excel spreadsheet screen? All right, so what we have for you, and I thought I would show you because a lot of people have said to me, oh, Marisa, it looks exciting, but I don't really know what it is. So every month we prepare a marketing calendar for you, okay? The reason we do this is obviously to save you copious amounts of time, to save you a lot of brain power, because believe you me, what goes into putting 1 month of what I'm about to show you takes major thought, creativity, energy, all of that, okay, which a lot of you don't have time by the end of the day. And also you just, every time I ask you to see your marketing plans, I get the same answer. And that answer is, oh, I didn't have time. I ran out of time. Oh my word. Okay, I'm quickly scrambling to put some ideas together. So every first week of the month, just to remind you all, some of you know and live by this calendar, but others of you don't know. Every first week of the month, we launch the calendar for the following month to give you a full 30 days. But I'm going to quickly show you what is the content of that calendar so that you can understand how valuable this document is. Okay, so first of all, if you can see where my cursor is here, you get the important days that are global days to build content around, a sample marketing plan for September, effective engagement strategies to implement, 4 steps to running effective promotions, all the hashtags that you should be using, complete social media calendar. So from day 1 to day 30, I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm obviously not going through all 30 days. And then we added something new for September, which is super exciting. And that is an Instagram and Facebook stories calendar. Also, ideas on what your stories and your reels really should look like. So there's your important days for September. The most important date, by the way, being the 15th to the 17th of September, which is World Wellness Weekend. It is a global event where no matter what you have, actually, this is even bringing in physiotherapists. This is bringing in yoga instructors, fitness instructors, personal trainers, salons, aesthetic clinics, no matter what you really do. If you are in the wellness space in any shape or form, meaning dietitians, doctors, psychiatrists, psychologists, because they're also in the wellness space, that is our 3 days in the year to give back for free. Remember, your initiative has to be for free over 3 days to your community. Okay, and I've expanded this in your calendar. So this is all the expanded days and what you can do. There's World Water Monitoring Day, World Gratitude Day, International Daughters Day. I love that. That's super cool. And World Tourism Day. Then your strategies, your engagement strategies. Okay, we've given you some excellent ones. 4 steps for running effective promotions, okay, that you must follow, and then all your hashtags to use. If you want to scan this QR code, do it now. Take out your phones quickly now, because this QR code takes you to where you can get the calendar, okay, because I know what's going to happen. You're all going to say to me, okay, where can I get it? Where can I get it? So there's 2 ways. Either look out on the newsletter that's coming out later today, or just scan this QR code, and then it'll take you to where you get it, all right? Then if you look at the bottom here is another sheet. It says Instagram, Facebook Stories calendar. From the 1st of September to the 30th, you have ideas on stories, where they should be posted, how they should be pinned, and so on and so on and so on. So this really takes all that massive work out of all of this craziness of social media for you. And then the best part here is your QR code again, if anybody didn't manage to scan it. But what we've done for you here, so I just want to show you a couple of days. So like 1st of September, or let me show you from here. Okay, this is easier for me. 4th of September, you've got your theme. It says this or that. Your topic is dermaplaning or glycolic acid peel. So it's a this or that day. Then your creative is a static image and your caption. So we've come up with your captions for you. Testimonial Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, Transformation Thursday, Q&A. Customers always ask, we're doing that on a Friday, meet the crew on a Saturday, and self-care on a Sunday. Then on your important days, so remember I told you like that one day with water. Let's go there. Where are you? Here. World Water Monitoring Day. What we've done there is we've said 47 liters or 142 liters. Okay, so which would you rather use? So it says the amount of water used during a shower can vary, and basically we describe and we tell people a 5-minute shower is about 47 liters, whereas if you just ramp it up times 3, you're going to be spending you're going to be using 142 liters. Okay, so that's pretty interesting, right? That's giving your clients a lot of food for thought on World Water Monitoring Day. Okay, and we've done this, as you can see, I'm just going to scroll down, International Daughters Day, World Tourism Day, for all of them, right up until the very end of the month. So you've got your social media calendar absolutely plotted out for you. So we've taken all that hassle of trying to come up with your marketing out of your hands. Now, of course, you need, by the way, this document is of 0 value unless you put it into action. So you need to take what we've given you with very little effort. You're going to need to find some creatives, so images, and you're going to have to put in your own spa or salon or aesthetic center's actual details. So where we say name of salon, you will put your, so make sure you don't just copy paste. You've got to do a certain amount of editing and copywriting here. Exciting, right? How do you feel about that, everyone? So share with me in the chat box. How do you feel about that? And I hope you love it. Oh, Melanie's word is unreasonable. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, well done, Melanie. And that's it from Spa Professionals Guild. Important what I had to share with you, Side. And now I'm going to hand over to this incredible, gorgeous lady called Christina. She's going to tell you more about herself, and I can't wait to hear what you have to share. Over to you.
Wonderful. Can everybody hear me? You guys good? I'm usually pretty loud, but on these things, I don't really have to be because the microphone picks me up. But in a room, we'd be talking loud together. Awesome. Thanks. And please feel free to use the chat box, unmute yourself, raise your hand on the reactions. If you have a question, I can stop, answer anything you got a question about. Nothing is off limits. If I don't know the answer, and try to find it. If it's out of the realm of reality, I'll tell you that too. But my name is Christina Stratton. It is a pleasure to be here this morning with you all. Some it's bright and early, and some it's probably later in the evening. It's 9 a.m. or a little bit past that here on the East Coast in the U.S. I'm in Asheville, North Carolina. I'm a transplant from Los Angeles. I moved here about 17 years ago. A brief quick review of why I'm here to talk to you guys. My career in the spa industry actually started before I even knew about spas. And my background actually, I graduated with a broadcast journalism degree from Florida State University, moved to Los Angeles to be a star because that's what I wanted to do. And that means I waited tables for 7 years and bartended too. But I got my big break when I put a 5-girl pop group together. And we were the next Spice Girls, and we were called I-5, International 5. It was 5 girls from all over the world. It was me from America. We had a girl from Tel Aviv, Israel, Liverpool, England, Manila, Philippines, and we had Gabby from Mexico City, Mexico. And it was lightning in a bottle, these women with myself. It was wonderful. Wonderful and awful at the same time. I know that sounds horrible, but that's the truth. We were on a tour bus together for a long time, and we opened for NSYNC and Britney Spears and Backstreet Boys and toured with Nickelodeon and all that. And this was in the year 1998 until 2000. So we were on that Nickelodeon tour of Nickelodeon with Nick Cannon and all those crazy people. And then the No Strings Attached tour with NSYNC, and Britney Spears was lovely. And so just a really incredible experience. How does that correlate with spa? Well, funny enough, I got us a sponsorship with MAC Makeup and Tony and Guy Makeup. So we also got a sponsorship with Nicole from OPI. Met her, which is the daughter of the gentleman who created OPI. And we had Hello Kitty sponsored us. So we had a tour bus of Hello Kitty. It was wrapped with Hello Kitty, and they called us the Hello Kitty bus. And we got the opportunity because I went to the label and fought them, because they would give you per diem, which was like, here's $50, go buy a sandwich. Well, the boy bands, you guys are going to love this. The boy bands actually got money to go to strip clubs. True story. The girl band got nothing to take care of our image. Like, this is what we were selling, right? And singing. And so I fought the label, all the boys club. I fought the label to get us a per diem to go to the spa. Even though I'd never been to one, but I'd heard about him. So this was crazy, and I got it approved. So that was the first spa experience. I got a massage at a Four Seasons, and it was the first time I ever experienced a massage, and I was blown away. Why? Because my type A personality, loud, it took me an hour just to decompress. And you know that everyone understands when you're on a massage table, right? All of a sudden you'll do that when you finally decide to give in and give up and relinquish and give up control. You jerk, right? Well, that's when the therapist goes, got him. They love it, right? It's almost like paying homage to them. Like, you have put me in a relaxed state. So I speak about that because it's a passion of mine. Looking back, what really got me inspired to be in the skincare industry as well was I developed PCOS at 28 years old, polycystic ovarian syndrome. 1 out of 6 women have it. It's the #1 infertility reason for women. It affects us in many different ways, but most of the time it's unwanted weight gain that we cannot control. Adult cystic acne is what happened to me. I grew up and was pretty lucky and fortunate. I got the typical teenage period face, but I didn't get a lot of acne. And when I hit 28, I was out of the pop group at that time. The group ended up disbanding after 2000, being on tour, and our record label didn't do a music video. So I left and I became a professional songwriter for a living. I got a gold record writing for Leanne Rimes, and I wrote with some of the best artists in the world. So that was very exciting. I didn't get to go to Africa and some of your beautiful, amazing countries, but I did get to travel and meet amazing writers and artists. But when that was done and I hung up my hat, I realized that I was so passionate about skin. I was going to Ole Henriksen in LA. And with Ole Henriksen, he was doing power peels on me. Again, I had no idea what this stuff meant, but I got my first power peel, which helped change my face. So I really started investing in that and learning about it. On my way to sign up for aesthetic school in Santa Monica in LA, I had this urge to get a pregnancy test because, we've been trying because of PCOS. It's hard to get pregnant. And for some reason, I was thinking, I just feel nauseous out of nowhere. And I took a test and I was pregnant, which was crazy because we thought it would take 5 years. So we were very blessed and fortunate. We had our daughter. And that's when I got out of the music business, started a skincare line, and then moved to Asheville, North Carolina, and gave up my music career to raise our daughter, and wanted to open my first spa. Opened my first spa called Spa Theology here in Asheville, North Carolina, 17 and a half years ago. Met my business partner through happenstance. I happened to meet her because I was buying a king bed for the first time. LA and New York, houses are small. So we had a small bed. So I got a king bed for the first time, but her husband was working and owns a mattress company. So I met her, and it was like lightning in a bottle twice in my life. And so I was like, I need to capture this. So I told my business partner, Alana, I'm opening a spa. I'd love to be a partner. I'd love you to be a partner with me. And she and I formed a relationship and a bond. And for 17 years, up until September of 2022, we were moving and shaking, and we basically created Innovative Spa Management. It was a spa consulting, design, and daily operations firm. We opened over 30 locations over that time period. We developed the skincare line, and I really grew that from inside my spare bedroom with my 1.5-year-old running around and touching things she shouldn't have. And the skincare wasn't wearing a hair net, and gloves. I had to get her out of the room. And then it just slowly, like a turtle, crawl and crawl. And then September 2022, we were acquired by our main competitor, a WTS International. They have an international presence in the day-to-day operations and management consulting of spas inside hotels, some urban day spas as well. And they were acquired by CI Capital a couple of years ago, and that company made them Arch Amenities Group. So that's why you see Arch Amenities Group. Our skincare line is Provi. They acquired Provi as well. So in September 2022, after 17 years, my business partner and I became employees for the first time in someone else's company in 17, almost 18 years, which was scary, exciting, challenging, and very rewarding, all at the same time. It was almost like you feel schizophrenic, right? Where was I? And I went through the typical things. So by a show of hands, really quickly, so that I know who I'm talking to, how many of you, if you can do the reaction thing of raising your hand, how many of you guys are owners of either a day spa, a studio, any type of thing that's spa, wellness related, a center? You're the owner of it. Love to see. Okay, right now I see 2 hands. I might get more. Okay, maybe 3. Okay, yep, I see. Wonderful. Okay, and by show of hands, you can put the hands down now, so because if you don't, then it'll say it's up the whole time and I'll keep calling on you. So after that, how many of you all work for a facility, a center, a wellness, some type of company, whether you're a spa director or you are an actual practitioner? Great. All right. Just so I know my audience. It's always good to know. Well, that's wonderful, because the reality of this is such. We have students who are passionate about this industry, or people that are interested in getting into our industry. When I say our industry, I mean anything that touches on wellness, whether it's spa specific whether it is about you're a makeup artist, whether it is you're a doctor, whether you are a plastic surgeon in that doctor field, or a wellness practitioner, a naturopath, an esthetician, a hairstylist, a nail tech, a massage therapist, a spa director, an assistant spa director, a spa attendant. I mean, the list goes on. Whether you're a creative, a marketing person for a design firm, or a branding person. You know, my thing inside our company, my title was Chief Creative Officer. After my business partner and I realized, well, we both can't really be CEOs. We both lead completely differently. We're yin and yang. Her and I are like East meets West, yin and yang. She's a former massage therapist. And my background lent me to understanding what our customer needed and what our facilities needed to feel like, look like, smell like, because it was always to me about what the tangible, the things you could touch and the things you could feel that indicate success. And my business partner came from an operational background, albeit knows everything I was talking about, but her background was understanding how to execute, create, and operate inside four walls and make that experience fantastic. And training was everything. So, you know, with opening my first spa, then we opened a second one, and then it was on, right? Then we got into the hotel world. And then that's when we started to blip up on the radar as spa consultants. And I created many brands for spas, touch points. And with our skincare line, we opened several locations branded Provide Spa and Salon. And so with the arms of Arch being a larger amenity company, they now acquired a pools division. They acquired 2 fitness companies. They acquired a meats hospitality. So they're handling all things that need wellness woven within it, right? Whether that's meeting spaces so that everyone starts with either a sound bath. We're trying to influence corporate America and companies in general, whether they're part of a Fortune 500 or they're not. Any company, any person that wants to elevate the guest experience, the employee experience, or their customer base, whether that's their clients or whoever. We want them to weave wellness into every touch point. And that's what led me to when I finally got a chance to meet Marissa. We talked a lot about, you know, there's so many things we all could talk about. I mean, what's the thing that hits us the most? Hiring is so difficult right now. And that's across globally. You know, our industry got annihilated with COVID. Everyone talked about restaurants, and I love me some restaurants, but everybody talked about restaurants. Nobody was really talking about the spa industry and the salon industry, which got slammed because, I mean, I have spas in California that I own still. I was shut down for 7 months. Well, I defied it and got fined $1,000 a day. Why? Because I had staff that had to feed their families. And you all on this call who are owners understand you've made those decisions of paying your own mortgage or paying your staff. It's a choice, right? You probably missed your own mortgage and paid your staff. Right. So those decisions, I've had to make them. I understand them. I've had to lose things. I've lost a lot of money. I've made a lot of money. Right. So being through the ups and downs as an owner really has influenced a lot of decision making. So with that, now I'm the Chief Creative and Product Officer for Arch. I oversee implementing Provide, the skincare line that they acquired of ours that I created, into all of our spa division and our fitness facilities. We're in the process of that. But I also work with our business development and creating spas and concepts. And I understand operations and management. So that's just a little bit about me. And yes, the song that Leanne Rimes cut of mine was called TikTok. It could have killed her career, by the way, bad, because it was a very sexy song. She shouldn't have sang it, but whatever, she liked it. It was good. So I say that to you guys just to give you kind of a broad brushstroke to know that I'm in the trenches with you. I've been there, done that. I've had to put my money where my mouth was. I've lost things. I've gained things. Survived COVID, you know, in the business world, barely. Thought we were going to lose our home. I mean, the whole 9 yards. I don't know about anyone here, but had the SBA knocking on my door, like, you need to make your payments. I mean, very scary times after 17 years of being in business. That was what the crazy part was. Most people would say, you're successful then. Not when you get shut down out of your control, right? So we all been through that. So kudos for being here and still being positive about our industry, because there's so much that we have to teach everybody about wellness in general. And wellness, self-care, we all know it's overused. Everyone talks about it. What's your self-care, wellness, well-being? But what other way are we to describe this, right? How do we get creative? Well, after talking to Marissa, I said, look, we could talk about raising the bar equals raising the revenue. Is everybody in your facility, whether again, you are a spa attendant, a nail tech, massage therapist, a spa director, an owner, operator, raising the revenue is critical, because revenue, someone on our team who I love dearly, she's actually on this call just to, I guess, to support me. And I love her for that. Susie, I'm shouting you out. She's been in the industry over 25 years, started from ground up with WTS and now Arch Amenities. And I will tell you, she said to me, revenue cures everything. And it's true, right? When you're making money in the spa or the salon or your facility, everybody's pretty happy, give or take. I know schedules, you can't give off someone spring break because you're going to be busy, whatever. They're going to have your ups and downs of personal issues with some things with staffing, but they're happy when they're making money. If you are in a hotel operations, the hotel's happy when you're making money. It's when we start getting any guest complaints. It's when we start having staff issues. It's when we start having the falter, the marketing isn't as tight or strong. You know, you get asked, hey, why aren't we visible on social media? And all those things. As an owner operator, you are spread thin. You're webbing like a woman. We web. That means we're able to go, okay, marketing, I got to get payroll in. Don't forget, I got to pay that person because, oh, I got to get that order in, or we won't have enough supplies for the hydrofacial. Oh, the dermaplaning. Don't forget, I got to check the licensure on that because I got to make, I mean, it can make you, I mean, does anyone else agree that we can all go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on days like that? Right? You like that? Coin that one. You got cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, because you can feel like you're losing your mind. But maybe we can just figure out a couple little tricks, a little thing that you could learn and gain from. So what I want everyone to do is think about your space. And again, since I don't know the specifics of everybody on here, think about your facility, whether again, you work in it, you own it, you operate it, you supervise it. It's your studio, it's your one room, you go to people's homes, whatever it is, whatever your story is. What is, first and foremost, your physical and energetic environment? Now, some of this I'm going to say is going to feel like a no duh moment, but sometimes we need to see no duh in our face in order to remember that it's valid. Example, take an autopsy of your physical and energetic environment. Physical environment will be things like what? Someone in the chat, what do you think physical environment means when I say that in your space? Someone just type in something. Let me see if I can read it. If no one does, that's okay. I might end up calling on someone because I'm that girl. I am that girl. Like a hotel or ambiance. Exactly. Yep. The building, you got it. It's things like, what's the temperature, right? It's the physical environment. What's the sound? Is it loud? What is the music? Does it match the vibe of your spa? Are you playing Balinese, sounds, but yet you are in the middle of the mountains of North Carolina, right? Are you playing, dolphins? Yeah, you're in mountains, or there's things like that. Your physical environment tells people a lot. Are the sheets clean? Do they smell clean? Of course they're clean, but do they smell like rancid oil? Because that happens. Is the top of the table set up properly? Is every room looking clean, neat? When you open the cabinetry, are things stacked properly? Are there labels identifying things? Is the trash can overflowing in the bathroom? What is the physical environment? Is the lighting good? Is it too bright? Is it too dark? Is the water that you serve too tannic? Is it too tannic because you kept the cucumbers from yesterday because you were trying to hurry through and you just said, whatever, but it makes it really tart and bitter? Little things that we've all experienced and done. It's a physical environment. It's one of the number one things we get judged on by our customer, our guest, whatever you call them, patron, customer, guest, client. They look in our closets, they look in our spaces. They want to know that we're clean, we're neat, that we're organized, and that we have their health and wellness at our core. They want to know that. And they do it by looking at the physical environment. Okay. How is our therapist dressed, right? Are they in a uniform? Are they in a faded t-shirt? Is the logo on the t-shirt crackling off because the silk screening is not good, or it's worn? Are their pants hitting past their shoes and dragging on the ground? Are they wearing yoga pants? And they shouldn't. I mean, are they wearing tank tops? Probably shouldn't be, right? Like, what do you stand for? And is it represented by everybody in that facility? The way they look, the way they smell, very important. Those things sound so no duh, right? But it is a no duh, but it's something that we miss all the time. And I get it, been there, done that, you know? And the next thing that I mentioned was the energetic environment. Now in the chat, what's a few things that would define an energetic environment? When you walk inside a space, you've already talked about physical, right? The lighting, the ambiance, the music choice, the cool, is it too cold? Is it too hot? What is the vibe? Absolutely. The mood, the front desk's attitude, right? Friendliness. How are they answering the phone? Thank you for calling Spa Theology. This is Christina. How may I assist you? Or are they saying Spa Theology? Two different energetic environments. One makes me feel like I can engage with you. One makes me feel like I can trust you. One makes me feel like, I'm going to spend some money here. The other one makes me feel like, I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't really like you. I don't even know if you like me. We don't even know each other. Spa Theology, deadpan. If you haven't cold called, secret shopped your facility or the place where you're employed, you're doing a disservice to yourself. If you want to know what your customer, client, patron, guest is experiencing, get on a call real quick and see how your front desk is answering that phone. I guarantee you'll get surprised. And it's until we started recording those moments so we could show it for growth opportunities. And don't ever do that without having a KPI to it, meaning have something you're going to reward people with. Example, we used to do a happiness survey in our company. We had over 250 employees. We had to reach a 4.2 or above out of 5, 4.2 out of 5, or we knew we were in trouble. Okay. Can't please everybody, right? But you can definitely do your best to make sure we are engaging people every day. And when employee or staff or your contractors are not engaged, the energetic environment suffers, so does the physical. You'd be surprised. You get one bad apple, starts to ruin the whole bunch. And that physical and energetic environment will dictate a lot of the success, because those two things, the physical and energetic environment, will equal success financially. Now, some would say, well, yeah, I mean, our ambiance is amazing. We make sure everything's perfect. The toilet paper is pointed. I mean, we do everything. The front desk, no, they're doing great. I secret shop them. They're doing amazing. Okay, well, then let's look at the 5 senses. So I'm going to share my screen real quick and just say, okay, let's take a peek at, let me know if you guys can see this. Can you guys see this? Okay, wonderful. Let me see if I can move you guys over just a tad and move this back over. Ooh, okay, I'm probably going to just make it smaller because I can't see it. I'll shrink you guys. Okay. So what I think is important when you're wanting to raise the bar to equal more revenue, because it's a universal law of attraction, like I mentioned in my video, truly it is a law of attraction, meaning you get what you give. And some could argue that and be like, well, no, we give everything and we still can't get to be back where we were in 2019. Well, there's some external factors that play in that. We understand that, of course, but are you constantly looking and tightening the dial? Are you digging in and autopsying and looking at it? Well, I can't, Christina. I'm slammed with all the other things. Well, I will challenge you then to say, but what's some of the most important things? And make sure you are prioritizing and you're time managing correctly, right? Because we can get real wrapped up in operations, can't we? We can get real wrapped up in the drama of the therapist that didn't show up because their kid was sick or they decided to just bail. We can get really wrapped up in the front desk drama because a guest went off on somebody because they didn't like that they couldn't get refunded their gift card. I mean, we can get wrapped in the minutia, but lose sight of the larger picture, right? And like we said at the beginning, revenue cures everything, right? Ode to Susie. So looking at this through the lens of 5 senses. Now, when I say of provide, I'm showing you an example with our provide locations, what we try to implement in the spas as best we can in those facilities. And we do sight, scent, taste, touch, and sound. And we look at things through the lens, which covers your energetic and physical environment, right? So with sight, it's about understanding the heart of the spa. When you step into it, what are you seeing? Is there a disconnect? Are you a facility that is a double-handed handshake type of facility, whether you greet everyone by Miss So-and-so, good evening, Miss Stratton, thank you so much. I have you for a 40-minute, right? Are you that? Or are you, hey, Christina, so good to see you. Come on back. Both are okay. Both are fine. Both are 2 different cultures, right? One culture, you expect to see a uniform, name tag, double-handed handshake, right? They call you by your last name. You probably got some amazing trail mix, right? Like you expect that. When it's, hey, Christina, hey, girl, you think it's going to smell like chocolate chip cookies in there, right? Because there's a homegrown heartfelt. And sometimes those are juxtaposed, but they give great service. It's just a matter of culture. And if you're a culture that is okay wearing flip-flops at the front desk, that's your culture. But when we run into issues is when we try to put a round peg in a square hole. So if you are a culture of expectation, that is the double-handed handshake, the pressed uniform, the name tag upright and perfectly looking, right? The hair pulled back. If you are a culture that says Miss So-and-so, you're not wearing flip-flops, right? You're not saying y'all and hey girl, you're not. But if you are a flip-flop spa, which is absolutely fine and cool, you can't expect though that your people working in there may not be chewing gum. Why is that, Christina? We don't allow that. Okay. But if you're light and casual, you have to be very clear and define that. You can do that through identifying your 5 touches because your site could be bright colors. Another spa's site, beauty and look could be very muted and very calming, right? The other one could be bright and vibrant because it's a salon. What's the scent? What does it smell like in your spa? Does it smell like cookies because you serve freshly baked cookies on Fridays for all of your VIPs? That's cool. Is it Margarita Mondays and you've got salt rimmed and glassware that, speaks to that? Are you doing an aromatherapy scent bar? So every time someone walks in that door, they go, oh my God, it smells like spa. I love it. This is my safe space, right? What is your goal of a scent that speaks to the culture of where you are and what you're working in, whether it's your spa or you work inside the spa? Taste. If you're serving trail mix, if you're serving beverages, taste is critical. It's one of the senses. Smell is the strongest scent. Taste is one of the second. So are you using organic trail mix? Does it have light little dark chocolate bits in it? What's the reasoning behind it? Where do you get it? Is it locally inspired? Can you brag about that? See, that's raising the bar. And these are things, if you're already doing trail mix, analyze what kind of trail mix you are doing. Do you switch it up seasonally? These are little tiny things that you can do. If you're not offering trail mix at all because of cost, maybe we could figure out how to partner up with a local business and sell their product in there, whether it's truffles, whether, little chocolate truffles or little bark chocolates, or if they have tropical popcorn or whatever it is. What if you met with another owner and said, hey, I'll do a trade with you? Whatever it equals, right? If you get $200 worth of trail mix from them a month, trade them $200 worth of services, or you put their cards out and sell their stuff in your retail. Just little things to think about if money is the obstacle for yourself. Get creative, right? So touch is going to be how they remember you by. The touch of your professionals, the therapist in the room, is going to be if they say that was an amazing experience, or that was awful, or it was mediocre, right? Even a okay massage is still a good massage compared to nothing, right? But a great massage or a great facial or an amazing haircut or style or a phenomenal nail, a manicure or pedicure that made me just go into la la land, that's how people network. That's what they talk about. So and so is my nail therapist. She's the best in the business. You have to go to her. You'll love it. And her massage tops any massage I've ever had with my feet. They are your mouthpieces and they're free. So how do we continue to raise the bar with our guest interaction, our guest touch points, so they become your free marketing asset? And you can do that through things like, at our spas, we have introduced and created these eco-friendly bamboo towelettes. They're infused with jojoba oil and our Provide essence. Every guest at entrance has hand poured this beautiful little eco-friendly towelette, and it opens up. They wash their hands with it. It smells so good. So we're dealing with touch and scent. And the experience, people have filmed it. They put it on, Instagram because they loved it. And now they grow to expect it. Of course, they better get it every time because that's the consistency that matters so much. But I would tell you that just doing that, it cost us 15 cents a person to do that, has been an amazing response, the guest experience, because they feel important. And Mary Kay said it a long time ago. She said, everyone is wearing an invisible sign on them right here that says, I want to feel important. Make me feel important. Now, they don't know they're wearing it. You don't physically see a sign, but if you intuitively know that every time you interact with one of the guests or clients or patrons of the business, how do we continue to make them know this is their safe, wonderful wellness place? You do that through touching their senses. And lastly, sound, of course. What type of music, like I mentioned, that's one of those, they shouldn't even really notice it. It's there. And it should match whatever it is your four walls and culture are saying about the business, right? So that's just a quick snapshot of the five senses. Let me see if I can get back to seeing all of your beautiful faces. Yes, yes. And stop sharing if I can. Oh, there's stop share. That would be nice. How about that? I'm about to get that off there. Clearly not skilled in this part. Okay. Anyway, so with the five senses. So what are we doing in our spas? Anyone go over in the chat if you don't mind. And what is that? What is it? What does someone say? Oh, the nut trail mix. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, you're on mute. I can't hear you.
I didn't know what trail mix was, but Teresa helped me, so it's okay. I've never heard of that word before.
Yeah, trail mix. That's what we call it in the States of, any nuts or seeds or popcorn,
Okay.
things that people use in a mix.
Cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't see that until I just got off the main thing.
Thanks.
So what's important too, when we're talking about elevating and raising the bar, is digging into things like your menu. When's the last time you changed your spa menu, right? And, with Marissa's help and what she provides and all the training and assets that she has with her company, you have so many things at your fingertips to take away all of the painful brain work that it takes, right? Like just showing that marketing thing. I was like, oh, if someone had that for me when we started, are you kidding? Because, let's be honest, everybody, social media, it's like death by 1,000 cuts. I mean, stab me in the face 1,000 times. It's not my strength. Makes me crazy. My daughter's 19, knows how to do it very well. I'm almost 50. I don't feel like a boomer. Sometimes I do, because it's always needing more content, more stories, more reels. And then I see what my team films. And of course, and then my branding hat goes on. I don't know about you guys. And then I see, why did we just post that? Why are we seeing a water ball in the back of the room? Why did I just see that towel crinkled? Why is the product smeared on the table? Why are we showing sheets that have stains on it? Why? And I'm in 4 and 5 diamond hotels. Still happens. So it's not a news story. All it is bringing our eyeballs into focus, right? Instead of a kaleidoscope. I don't know if you guys remember those kaleidoscopes when you were younger, and if you could try to focus any of them. Let's try to focus in on the things that we can control. Look, you can't control if every guest is going to love their spa experience. You can do everything you can to make it great, but some people just can't be pleased. We know that. You kill them with kindness, you know, and eventually they'll either move on to somewhere else to make them miserable, or they'll stay with you and you'll figure out a way to make it work. But most of the guests are just there to have a moment of respite. And the therapist, our providers, are truly who will dictate if that's going to happen or not, right? Your front desk has to be on point, of course. Your spa attendants, they can't be on a cell phone in the bathroom talking to their friend while they're cleaning things, right? I mean, there's no brainers here, but you'd be surprised, right? How many spas? Has anyone ever been into a spa or gone to a salon and been shocked at the behaviors that you've seen? Raise your hand if you've experienced that personally. I mean, I have, and I've even experienced it in some of my own spas, which is devastating, because then you want to fire everyone, but you know you can't, because you can't fill all the voids. You also love these people. They're like family. So the family sometimes have to get, you know, talking to. So I say that to say, when you're trying to look at things so you don't get overwhelmed with all the things you have to do, what are the things you can focus on? Physical and energetic environments. Immediate. Those are things that can have quick change and a immediate spike in return on that, because your guest will quickly let you know if they like it or not. Another thing you can do to raise the bar is and elevate that guest experiences. How many of you ever survey your guests? Do you do a survey monkey with your VIPs or your email list? Do you ever ask them, what are some services you'd like us to offer? Is there anything that we're not doing that you are clamoring for? You'd be shocked to find out what people really want. And some things, it's as simple as, oh gosh, I went to the spa and I just love the fact that they did this, this special mask on my hands, complimentary during the winter, right? How do we continue to make people feel important? And when I do that, it's the Mary Kay sign that no one can see, but you can see it because you're a provider and you guys are in the business of taking care of people. So raising the bar is by looking at the things you're doing every day and going, I'm going to say something. It's going to sound a little crass, but I don't mean it to. But my business partner and I spent 17 years asking one question to ourselves all the time. And we would call it, it was the mirror, and we would call it the why do I suck? It's a little crass, I know. Why do I suck? And it wasn't a pity party. It wasn't a slam fest. It was, why do I suck? What am I not seeing? What am I bringing to the party? What am I not bringing to the party? Why do I suck? What am I doing? Because if you keep pushing it to the other people, you can't make change. You have to go first and foremost. If you're the manager of your spa, the director or the owner, something's not working for you. Let's say therapists calling it, they're showing up late. They're leaving their water bottle in the treatment room, or they're talking too loud to the customer. Like, where do I suck? Where am I missing the boat? And it could be your communication style isn't hitting, right? You have to maneuver your communication style to reach the masses. Masses aren't going to change their style to meet yours. One of the biggest lessons I learned in almost 20 years in this was, if I don't shift mold and maneuver my way, I will have zero influence on what I'm trying to accomplish. Zero. And then sometimes you're left with, I've done the why do I suck? I've checked my physical and energetic environments. I've rooted out some of the bad seeds, right? Because there are some, that happens. And I've looked at our menu. I've worked on the sight, the sound, the smell, the touch, the taste. And I can put my head on my pillow at night and say, I'm going to sleep with integrity. I've done everything I could today, and I'm good with that. Then that's a different ballgame. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I've had to say, yeah, I did these changes, and I've influenced who I could, and we have made strides. And you have to be okay with that too sometimes, as long as you're being truthful and honest yourself. I really believe in that. I've personally experienced that, where I had to go, okay, why do I suck? Well, when I was first owning my spas, I would, on the weekends, after being away from my child for 70 hours to 80 hours a week, and I was pissed off because a therapist didn't show up and we had to reschedule 10 appointments, lost out on $2,000. Okay, well, that's my money. Thanks. Right. Mad, frustrated. I was young and immature, and I'd come from Costco or Sam's Club. And in the US, that's the big shopping place where you could get all your supplies for less cost. And I would walk into that spa harumphing, right? I have my arms full. I'm parked in a towaway zone, and I get all this stuff in the spa. And I would like walk in that spa, not aware of my energetic environment was really rough, like through the thing. And I drop off the stuff. And until one time, my business partner, who loved me dearly, and we were like best friends, could say, hey, you might need to check yourself on that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Oblivious to it. Absolutely oblivious. But it took someone saying it to me because I couldn't see it. To me, I was just getting the job done, delivering the supplies. It sucks. It's heavy. Tired of it. Why can't somebody else go get this stuff? Why, after 5 years of hard work and dedication and missing my kid, am I still the one getting ice and water bottles? You know why? Because it was my responsibility and I signed up for it. You know why? Because I didn't learn how to delegate. Guess whose fault that was? Boop, 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 boop. So while I'm complaining and bitching, and going through the motions of feeling like a victim in it, I just had to look quickly outside myself and go, hold on. There are so many people that work for you, that love this company, that would move mountains for you. Just ask for help. Don't be a martyr. Nobody likes a martyr. So when I say, why do I suck? That's just so you can take an autopsy and a deconstruct your own behavior, right? If you're the manager or owner and you're walking in flip-flops and chewing gum, but you're a 5-star resort, you probably want to not do that. Or you can't really complain when so-and-so comes in with their jaggedy nails. You know what I'm saying? Like, truly take stock of, what do you bring into the table? What's your spa director bringing? How is their interaction? You want to talk about being an owner and having a spa director who could be the potential cancer. That's a whole nother ballgame too, right? And when we say raise the bar, it means raise the bar by dissecting what's going on right now so that you can make those little tweaks, little twists, little turns, move the dial. Because when you do that, the revenue comes. Getting creative with your menu, adding off menu things. When's the last time you did a stock of your retail? Things aren't moving. We're not selling that much. Okay, well, first we have to go, why do I suck? Okay, am I picking the wrong retail? Right? Because retail is awesome. When you start selling retail, it's going to make up for those lacking services when you're in a downtime. What are you doing to entice that in your social media? Example, you use Marissa's template. Make sure that you're making it personalized for yourself in your spa. Like she said, this isn't just a plug and play to the point where you don't have an identity. It's you, it's the spa. And if you aren't the manager or director, and you're a therapist working in that spa, communicate to your director. What do you see happening on social media that you think they're missing? What can you help contribute? Can you help do some good reels? Can they film you doing a facial and they do a beautiful slow-mo of it? I mean, that can last for a long time, and repost it, right? Showing, if you have a beautiful move that you're proud of as an esthetician, film that thing, tag it, make it your own, name it something, and give it to your spa so that they can praise you. Is there anything that you all want to talk about here? I know we have a few more minutes that I didn't touch on, or that you want a little more clarity on, or something that I might be able to help give a little guidance to. But that's a quick way to spend 45 minutes or less, talking to you guys about some simple things that you can do to autopsy. That's the word, autopsy your current engagements. What are you doing? Raising the bar, because it will raise your revenue. Question time. That's right.
Okay, everyone, don't be shy. Now's your chance. Here's somebody with loads and loads of experience, still getting lots and lots of exposure in our industry. Let's ask her some questions. What can you think of? Let's go.
People get shy.
No, this group is not normally shy. So I'm surprised. I'll start off the questions then.
Sure.
How do you feel that suppliers or brand partners, as we call them, how do you feel we can, as salon owners or managers, can get them involved in not doing our jobs for us, but maximizing? And because I'm not sure that, like, I think about, we set meetings with them once a month, sometimes not even, because again, salon owners will say, I'm too busy to meet with you. Yeah. But at the end of the day, without those brands on our shelves, without our staff and without the brands, we have no business.
Correct.
So give us a little bit of guidance with that, maybe, and in your experience.
Absolutely. Great question. And as a brand, with a skincare company, I will tell you, don't be shy to ask for things. And I'm not saying listen, some small companies have a harder time with this than larger. Larger brands have samples and they can do pop-up events. If you have a larger brand that's well-known and has the financial backing behind them, get on their radar. And listen, it's hard because if you are only bringing in a little bit of the product and you buy $100 a month, they're not going to be as apt to want to do a pop-up thing for you guys. But this is a sales job that we're in. If you think about it, you have to convince that brand, hey, we are so excited. We have a 2,500 email list. I want to do a VIP event. Are you going to be in the area? Or is our rep going to be around? We'd love to feature you. We're featuring some of our other top tier brands and you're one of them. Right? Now, you may not have any other top tier brand. You're not lying. They're the top tier brand. But don't sell yourself short thinking that you can't sell yourself for them to think you guys are killing it. Yeah, but we only see that you've only ordered $100. Exactly. We're having a hard time moving your product and we would love some more help. What way could you provide us? Is there a webinar? And then you have to invest in the team to get them to show up for trainings. Training and education is everything. If we don't learn and educate ourselves, we die on the vine. It's the death by 1,000 cuts. If you do not educate yourself, and there's something to be said about culture and quantitative, like these are our 4 pillars. We don't move from them. We do massage, we do facials, we do this. We're not in this technology stuff. That's okay. You can be an indigenous massage. You can go there. If your culture in your spa is, we don't do any technology other than checking in, checking out. You have to leave the cell phone. Some are anti that. And I get it. That's a culture in and of itself. And some of our society needs that, right? Where it's like, this is called decompression zone. But even decompression zone reserves the right to have incredible services with phenomenal products that work. And that's how you pitch this to a brand. You get your brand partners to share on social media. Take some good, even with your iPhone, you can take some really good, you put it in portrait mode, so it fuzzes out the back, but features in on their product on your shelf. Tag them. Because everyone's in this social media game, right? Nobody wants to be canceled. Nobody wants to not have that. And that's a viral moment potentially for them. Or it's a moment of just free advertising. So if you use, let's say it's a salon and you use Orbe, you zoom in on that with your phone and you highlight, you say, Christina, our top stylist, is featuring an incredible Orbe product today. Stop by. This week only, 20% off, whatever. It doesn't have to have a discount. It can have a call to action though. Come by and say hi and get a little spa sample. What is that sample? A sample packet that they give you from Orbe for free. People love free things all day long. So get your brands to give you what they can. Talk to them about why your spa is great. What are the things that you're doing that are unique? How are you? And say, hey, we're working on raising the bar. People love that. Brands love to hear that, because they want to be successful too. So I hope that answers your question a little bit, but I would use your relationships. This is all about relationships, all the way from the guest to the spa attendant to the vendor that is helping get the things to your spas. It's relationship based. Networking. Are you part of a junior league? Are you part of your charter downtown area? What 5 like-minded businesses are yours? Like, if there's a yoga store near you that you could recommend and you love them, host a yoga thing. Move your stations a little, host a intimate yoga VIP event, 8 to 10 people, make it small. You don't make any money on it. You have a retail sales. Get a couple therapists to come in there and do some massaging on the hands with the body butter that you're featuring because that brand just agreed to give you some. I mean, these are the little tiny things that you could do to pull in unique offerings that make things special. Have a book reading event, have a wine tasting event with special cheeses from the artisan shop down the street. And it doesn't have to cost you. If you work your sales angle and you're authentic, they're going to want to help you. Maybe it's just a cost, and don't be afraid to barter a little bit. If you're the actual provider too, even better, right? Have your business cards, have your special coupon codes, have the things that are call to action. Let people be the first time experiencers. I want to experience you, but I got to trust you first. And don't forget, check in your cabinets too. Make sure they're tidy because they're looking. They always are.
That's amazing. That's brilliant. That is really brilliant. Just on the back end of that, I decided this week, completely out of the blue, at one of the spas that I've worked with, to do a room check. And I never do it. Very seldom, right?
Yep.
So I decided I'm going to do a room check today. So I took 76 photographs.
Wow.
Of things.
Yep.
Yes, Teresa, 76. Look at her. Of things that I was not happy with. Okay. And the scariest part is that I'm involved. It's one of the spas that I consult to. So can you imagine wow. I actually have got no words to say how I felt, but what the lesson I learned from that, because again, you can only teach from experience, right?
Right.
Is that no matter how well your ship is running, because that particular spa is on fire, it is pumping, right?
Sure.
And we're getting surveys and reviews like there's no tomorrow. Happy clients.
Of course.
Yet, when I walked through, and I know those clients open those doors, I know. Yep. I know when your therapist leaves out the room and says, I'll be back in a minute, that's the first thing they do is open the cupboards, finished.
Absolutely.
And I was, oh my word, 76 photographs.
Yeah.
So I'm going to speak into what you said, is that be your own client, walk through all the time. Don't tell them when you're going to do it.
Yep.
The mystery guest thing has to happen every single month. Yep. And in fact, I would promote it twice a month. And somebody last week or the week before on a coaching session also said, how often do you have treatments in your own spa? And that also resonated with me.
It's one of the best things to do, even though everyone's going to be their best behavior. That's why secret shopping with some close people that you know that they don't know is great too. But the most important thing on that, I would add, Marissa, agree 100%, is have a list of like 5 touch points that you expect and have trained that team to hit on. So your person that you're having secret shop knows what to look for, because, and also they should be, this sounds awful, but they shouldn't be a spa snob to the point where it's like, okay, where it's almost too much, where they're like, yeah, I didn't like her nail polish color. I didn't like that she was wearing, DQ shoes and not Reeboks. Like what? Like some people can be obnoxious. Pick and choose your secret shoppers for what you need to get out of it. You may have a friend that's incredible at retail spaces. Have them get a massage too, but have them also look at your retail space. And it just, what if they're like thick with dust? No one's buying anything. Why is your retail not moving? Because everybody knows it's not moving because it has dust on it from 5 years ago. What are check the expiration dates. Listen, I tell you this because I do it and I've lived it, and I just had it happen 2 weeks ago. And one of our locations that we were acquired, they acquired this location. How embarrassed was I to see that they had products of our skincare line I opened some of the boxes and looked at the expiration date, which I know how to read because it's a lot number with the expiration, but no one else would know that. 2019.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know why? Because the front desk person wasn't trained properly to not put brand new product at the front.
No rotation.
Put it at the
Oh,
back. It's as
yeah.
simple as that. And listen, whose fault is that though? Why do I suck? I got to
Yeah.
go back to the top. Now I could
Yes.
blame everybody. I could go, it was the spa director. It was the front desk person. It was my regional director. It was my business partner. No, I go, why weren't we asking the question? Did we not show it? Have we not talked about it? We hadn't talked about it forever. Why were our testers goopy and disgusting? And they were old too. People don't use a lot of testers. And when they do, they're gross. People are gross. They touch things, right? So are they sanitizing them every night? The only way you're going to know that is go into your own spa and take a little look-see. The pictures are huge. And I think it's important too, to not lose trust with your team, because you want to get people pissed off, make them think you're coming in and behind them, taking pictures, and then they don't feel, like Marissa, I know you handled that, I'm sure, with kid gloves, where you're like, hey guys, everybody, including myself, always have room to grow and morph and mold. And we need to raise the bar. And we're going to do that by starting with our own home. And we're looking into our under the hood. You know what I mean? We're seeing, is the engine that clean? We brag about it. We talk about it. And this spot could be killing, like you said, money wise. Totally. You want to catch it before it ever tips down. Because once it's tipped down, your focus won't be on changing the things that you can change. You're in fire mode. So then you're in, and nothing out of desperation is a good decision, right? So everything you just said is spot on. And all the way from a 5-diamond Ritz-Carlton spa to a homegrown spa salon, Susie Q, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it is about the person coming in there, dropping $100 to $300 through their lens is what matters. And also, let's flip it. Your provider's lens matters. They have to eat, drink, breathe, sleep the culture in which you have created or that you want to create in that spa. Check yourself if you are living that culture yourself. If you're not, fix it or remove yourself from that role.
Yeah.
That sounds harsh. I know that sounds tough, but
no, it's
sometimes round peg, square hole. Maybe you're trying to be in a 5-diamond, but you're more Susie Q's homegrown, want to make apple pie for people, want to give them cookies, and don't want to have that tight, too tight regimen around the neck. I mean, that is true for people. So you got to start with yourself and know, what are you contributing to it in a good and bad way? We all have we all have things that we could tweak a little bit, like if we're having a bad day, are we wearing it on our face and on our being, our energetic environment? What are we giving? Because what we give is what we get. And I just firmly believe in that cyclical type of thing. I see someone had a question real quick. I want to make sure I address it before we go.
Last question. Yeah.
What type of events can you do at a spa, and do the guests pay for it, or or you invite a few clients? I personally would not have an event where I would have guests pay for it unless they're getting services, meaning they could do mini express services, right? And maybe you do a special for it. It's like, it normally is $99 for this mini facial. We're going to do it for $59 or whatever the thing is. If the theme is Wellness Wednesdays, and you just want to make a habit of something, the rule of thumb is this: if you make something stick to it. Don't do it once unless it's just a one-off. If you're going to do Wellness Wednesdays, it's Wellness Wednesdays. Now, it may not be every Wednesday, maybe the first Wednesday of every month, but your guest will start to learn from you. This is the behavior. This is what we do, and make it interesting. Again, like I said, book reading, wine tasting. You could do a yoga, sound bathing. You could do vibrational therapy. You could do, I learned tuning fork things, which was weird to me, and then I did it. Guided meditations. You could do silent stretching. You could do partner in February, lovers massage, partners, baby, mommy and me, all these things. That's marketing stuff. But really, it's operational stuff, because what is your goal? To book more appointments, expose them to your business, make them feel special, and have them buy retail.
Yep.
Come back and see you and talk about you. Just make sure that if you are filming anything for your Instagram and stories and stuff, just do it through the lens of your customer. Look at that picture and make sure, look at the background, because everybody does, no one focuses on the background, but yet there's a Kleenex box that's not got a cover on it, tacky. There's, gloves in the back that are undone sitting there. First thing I would be is, why are the gloves off? Weird. That's gross. What's on those gloves? I mean, people are interesting and they will hone in on things. They're like little detectives. So just make it look like it's clean, it's fresh. You would be on that table in a heartbeat. You want that person that sees whatever it is that's happening in the image to see themselves receiving that service, see themselves smelling that yummy tea or coffee, see themselves applying that moisturizer. That's what you want to evoke. If it doesn't evoke that, scrap it, film something else. Right?
Nice,
So,
nice. There's one more question. So maybe just very, very quickly, because we've gone 12 minutes over time.
I know.
So there. It's okay.
All right. Hey, Christina, it's Lucia. Hi, Lucia. I hope I'm saying it, or it's Lucia or Lucia. Which strategy can we use to delegate job, or I think so, delegate job without offending, or get the therapist to follow their routine? Can we use to delegate? Now, I want to make sure I'm getting that right. Is it Lucia? Would you mind telling me if you're talking about what's the strategy you can use to, I'm not catching that one. Marissa, I might need your help. Delicate job without offending.
I think it means to delegate to them, maybe without them getting offended. So telling them what they need to do. Something.
Yeah,
I'm assuming this refers to our therapist checklists. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, or even like, hey, if you could please do this.
Well, first, SOPs.
Yep, SOPs are critical. And two things. One, very important. If they're an employee, you have the right to ask them to do anything if it's within their job scope. Meaning, if you're like, can you go wash my car? And clearly, no. If you can go drive your car to go get us more water, they better be someone that you're really close to, that you trust, because if they get in an accident and they're on the clock, that's on you, depending on your country and the insurance, but that is what happens. If they're an independent contractor, you can ask someone, hey, I'm really in a pickle right now. I need some help. Is there anyone that'd be willing to help me? Remember, it's a sales job. Even when you're asking someone for a favor or to help you out, you're selling to them, I need help.
Yeah.
If they say no, you might just internally, from me to you, no one else can hear this but us, right? Except everyone else watching. I would evaluate that person. If you have someone on your team who gets offended by you asking them to clean their room properly, probably not the right fit. But I know we're desperate for therapists. So don't forget, sometimes letting someone go that is the round peg square hole can free up getting the right person. It's like the boyfriend. You won't know until you meet the right one that you had the bad one to begin with, right? Like, don't forget, you let that one go, you might free yourself up for the right one to flow into your life. Same thing with staff. I believe that, but it can be very painful. I know. So you start with a ask. If they're employees, SOP. If your SOP doesn't cover that, reevaluate your SOPs. If you find this is consistently an issue, but I definitely would ask that. Yep. And like you said, Marissa, you cover delegation and SOPs in your program, which is fantastic. And if we had something like what you do, Marissa, back when we were day spa owners back in the day, or once we started our company, it would have been amazing. It didn't exist back then, but thank gosh, people like you have created these. So I think if there's anything anyone ever has a question about, please feel free to reach out to me. Marissa has my email address, so I'm sure she can do that with you guys, and feel free to reach out. I love sharing information. I wish I had more mentors or people to talk to me that had been there, done that. That's the one thing that I'm passionate about, is especially for women in business and women entrepreneurship. It's important that we hold each other up. We share each other's secrets, because we don't own any of this, right? It's all for all of us, because there are lots of fish in the sea. And I think we're all beautiful, glowing, amazing fish in the sea. So mermaids.
So to finish off, can I ask, I'd like to take a photo of everybody. So if you can all put your cameras on, please, just for our little group shots, that would be amazing. And then we're gonna close off. So while you're all turning your cameras on, talking into everything that you all needing help with. Like, for example, Lucia's question about staff. I'm hosting a personal development program session, okay, or a PDP session on how to host one correctly with the template, following it, what questions to ask during that PDP, which is quite important because that might also help you solve any of your staff niggles that you have if you know exactly what they want and what they're looking for. Okay, so that's going to be in about 2 weeks. Just look out in our socials for that. And I'm about to take the photograph. So everybody, big smiles. Big smiles to you all. Lovely. I've got it. Okay, everyone. Thanks for that. Everybody, if you can just give your closing words to Christina in the chat box, put your word there. How are you all feeling now? I hope that some of you have lots of energy. For those of you who are feeling anxious and exhausted, I hope that we've managed to energize you a little bit. And yes, thank you for your time, Christina. I know that you are super busy and you're traveling all over the show. So thank you for taking this time to help us all.
Anytime. Love it. Thank you, guys. And I wish you all such success. Continue it and reach out if you need some help.
And there's all your thank yous in the chat box. Everybody saying their brain is buzzing with ideas, looking forward to changing things in your spa. And that's really what these sessions are about, right? Is
right.
Get us all brains buzzing.
That's right. Perfect.
Okay, everyone, have the most amazing end to your week and the most amazing week next week, and we'll catch up soon.
You got it.
Ciao. Thanks, Christina. Thank you, darling. Chat soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.